Well, the Co-op, of course, is just one of the companies that's been targeted by a cyber attack in the past few weeks. And those attacks are just one of the themes at a Cyber UK conference this week. Let's hear more about it now from cybersecurity expert Kevin Curran. Afternoon, Kevin.
Good afternoon.
Tell me what's happening then at this conference. I mean, I'm sure the cyber attacks aren't the only thing, but it does highlight, I suppose, the risks these days.
Absolutely. We can see now our reliance on technology, and when it goes down, the knock-on impact, really, because really either the technology works or you're back to paper. There's a gulf in between, actually. So, but of course, the UK government is trying to take decisive action to combat all these threats again. And the attacks are happening in virtually every European country. So it's not just the UK. Any large economy and digitally advanced nations like Germany and France and Italy are also experiencing an increase in cyber attacks, of course. So the UK government, of course, there was a speech given by Pat McFadden at Cyber UK, which is one of our leading conferences in cybersecurity. And again, he highlighted the urgency for companies to enhance their cybersecurity measures. And of course, that the UK government are introducing a cybersecurity and resilience bill, because now they're bringing in data structure and data centers actually into critical national infrastructure, which generally, of course, takes water and energy and transport. But now it's seen, of course, that our data centers are actually should be safeguarded and be part of the national critical infrastructure.
Yeah, because it does seem that, you know, if you want to cause havoc for a country or sort of, cause problems, then the way to do it is a sort of cyber hack, isn't it?
Well, definitely. I mean, we've seen the transformation on the battlefield of drones and how effective they are. But of course, the next World War could be fought without any shots being fired, really, through just actually espionage within networks on our servers and whatever else, again, bringing down a country's national infrastructure as well, because you can do so much damage because everything now has gone online.
I suppose this must create, a lot of jobs, a lot of companies trying to target this sort of thing and trying to prevent it. I mean, is there now such thing as a sort of growing cyber industry out there?
Yes, but it's been, this has been coming for a long time, of course. But the National Audit Office actually last year, or actually this year, actually did an audit and found that actually there's a shortage of cybersecurity professionals within the government again, which doesn't help. This is the issue again. So with 1 in 3 cyber roles are either vacant or filled by temporary staff. But of course, we're trying to, again, because it's generally new. Literally 20 years ago, no one even logged onto a machine, because 25 years ago, we didn't. When I first started with computers, there was no such thing as a password. Again, because now, but of course, the internet came along, and now we have payments, of course, and that's where the criminals have gone for the money, again, with the ransomwares. Again, so that's now all of a sudden we have to, this internet has become crucial to our life in so many ways, but it was never designed really with cybersecurity in mind. So we've had to add on all these kind of fixes and patches, and it's a cat and mouse game between the criminals, of course. But that's all we can do. All we can do is try and stay one step ahead. And of course, our systems are increasingly more complex now and better. That, in other words, when you're, if you work for the BBC, for instance, you're given now a device, you can't really install software the way you could have even 5 years ago, that they're quite locked down, and you have to get an administrator password, and then you have to make a case for the software that you're installing. So we have all these systems again, but of course, the attacks in these cases, again, IT departments are getting triggered or getting targeted as well. They're trying to get in as admin and beneath. And of course, there's so many systems, there's organizations which have hundreds of thousands of what we call endpoint devices, and it's very difficult to ensure that every one of them is patched and up to date and not the weakest link in the chain.
Interesting. Kevin, thanks very much indeed. Good to talk to you. That's cybersecurity expert Kevin Curran.
Across Scotland with the latest news, sport, music and culture.
On digital radio,
BBC Sounds
and your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio Scotland.
It's just gone 1 o'clock.